Okay, so if we start off with these two sets of coordinates from the graph, then what we're going to do is first find the slope. So the slope is found by saying y2 minus y1 over x2 minus x1. So when I set up the slope formula, I automatically put the subtraction signs in there because both levels have subtraction. Then it doesn't matter which set is your first set and which set is your second set. Just make a decision. You know, if you want to call this your first set, then make sure that you identify those numbers that way. But the math will come out the same either way. So I chose to make this my second set. So it would be y2 minus y1. Now notice the subtraction signs are already in the problem. So the -1, the negative has to still be on the 1. Sometimes it's nice to put those in parentheses so you can see that those are separate from the subtraction problem. And then x2, which is -1 minus +2. All right, so when we do the slope, then it's -2 minus a -1. These two negatives come together, so it's -2 plus 1. So -1 on top. And then -1 minus 2 is -3. Now, whenever you have two negatives being divided, and that's what fractions are, they're division, then it becomes positive. So this is actually positive 1/3. So we now know that our slope is a positive 1/3, and that's the first step to writing an equation, is finding your slope. The second step is now plugging some information into the slope point equation. So, oops, sorry. Actually, I might have another alarm go off here in just a second. So let me get that shut off before it blasts us again. Okay, hopefully we got it. Okay, so now if you do y minus y1 equals a slope times x minus x1, you need to just replace the y1 and the x1 and the slope in the problem. So we're going to say y minus, and it doesn't matter which set you choose, you just have to make sure that both numbers come from the same set. So I'm going to go ahead and choose this set to work with. So the y in that set is a -1. The slope we said was a positive 1/3. X minus the x from that set, which is 2. So that's how the numbers get plugged into it. Now I'm going to clean it up a little bit. I'm going to clean that part up and call that y plus 1, because the two negatives become a positive. And I'm going to distribute this, so it's going to be 1/3 times x and 1/3 times -2, which gives us a -2/3. Now we want to get y alone, because once you plug the numbers into this equation and clean it up, your goal is to make your problem look like y equals mx plus b. So that means you got to get y alone. So I'm going to subtract 1 from both sides. So y equals 1/3 x, and this is a -2/3 minus 1. So if you're going to put that in your calculator, you need to put -2/3 minus 1. Well, manually, that's -2/3 minus a fraction that means 1, which is 3/3. So -2 minus 3 is -5. So -5/3. So there's our equation.